The invention of the printing press laid the foundation for modern news distribution, but newspapers as we know them did not emerge overnight. Over time, printed news evolved from small, elite-driven publications to widely circulated papers that informed and shaped societies. This lecture will talk about how newspapers developed from their early beginnings in Europe and America to the mass readership of the 19th century. Objectives of the lecture. This lecture focuses on identifying the first newspapers in Europe and America and their societal roles, understanding how newspapers influenced early societies by spreading information, explaining the emergence of affordable newspapers in the 19th century and their impact on journalism. The first newspapers in Europe. In the 17th century, newspapers became a key method of sharing news. They evolved from earlier handwritten newsletters and were produced more regularly. Relation, Germany, 1605. Often considered the first newspaper, this publication provided updates on political and economic events. La Gazette, France, 1631. A government-approved newspaper that shaped public discourse. The London Gazette, England, 1665. A widely circulated publication that covered government notices, foreign affairs, and economic news. These early newspapers were primarily aimed at merchants, aristocrats, and government officials, but they set the stage for more public-oriented publications. Newspapers in early America. As European settlers brought printing technology to the American colonies, newspapers began to flourish. Publick Occurrences, both foreign and domestic, 1690. The first newspaper published in America, though it was quickly shut down by the government. The Boston Newsletter, 1704. The first continuously published American newspaper, offering colonial and European news. The Pennsylvania Gazette, 1728. Purchased by Benjamin Franklin, this paper became a leading source of political discussion in the colonies. American newspapers played a significant role in fostering debate, particularly during the American Revolution, when they helped spread revolutionary ideas and calls for independence. The role of newspapers in early societies. In the 18th century, newspapers had become a tool for political influence. Governments used newspapers to shape public opinion, while revolutionaries used them to challenge authority. Economic growth. Business owners relied on newspapers to advertise goods and services. Social awareness. Newspapers informed readers about local events, crime, and international affairs. As literacy rates grew, the demand for news increased, leading to the rise of daily and more affordable newspapers. The penny press and mass readership. The 19th century saw the emergence of the penny press, a new wave of affordable newspapers that transformed journalism. The Sun, New York, 1833. Priced at 1 penny, it reached a mass audience by covering crime, human interest stories, and sensational news. The New York Herald, 1835, introduced investigative journalism and covered a wide range of topics to attract a broader readership. The New York Times, 1851, focused on balanced reporting, setting high journalistic standards. Impact of the penny press, increased accessibility. Affordable pricing made newspapers available to the working class. Broader audience. Stories became more engaging, covering everyday life, politics, and crime. Advertising boom. Businesses recognized the potential of reaching large audiences, leading to the growth of commercial journalism. At the end of the 19th century, newspapers had become a dominant source of news, helping shape public discourse and influence political movements.